So let's see how the new false water cobra, oh, time for a poo, look, is doing. So this guy's come to me because he's really food driven. So he's got his hood up, he's being cross. But look at him, he just wants to come and take anything. And this is mostly food, although he has got his hood up. So what are we going to do? We're going to tap him on the nose. We could use a snake hook, of course. Get him out of the way. So there he is, look. False water cobras that are hooding up. That's not a sign for you to not pick them up. It's like a king snake rattling its tail. It's a little bit defensive, telling you not to pick me up. But what you've noticed already, this guy's had about 4 feeds in a week. He's had a lot of food. 3 years old, 2 years old, I think. Should be 3 times the size. Absolutely food driven, and it's not just about food driven, coming out and launching out for food because it's always hungry. Because it's not been handled by bare hands, or hardly at all, because the guy was worried about it biting, it doesn't know that our taste isn't the taste of food. So when we picked it up from the guy, it was literally sniffing around my hands, and it was just latching on and trying to swallow my fingers. It's not learned that the smell of a human isn't organic food. But get them up, get them out of their enclosures. If you've got to use a snake hook, just like with a food-driven retic, whatever you want to use, but I just pick them up in the middle and pull them out. Once they're out, and they understand that we are not food, they're no problem. Look at this. Hood's down, not sniffing me for food. We're going to pop him back in. I'll clean your poo out in a second, pal. Whee! Welcome back to the vlog, you guys. The barley is looking absolutely luxurious and squishy. And if you look at the top of that hill there, there's a pub, and we're going there and we're gonna have a pint. So we'll see you in a minute. Something I've noticed the last few weeks, considering it has been the wettest ever winter and the coldest ever spring, there does seem to be a really good abundance of insect life at the moment, which is something we're losing in a massive proportion in my lifetime. I've noticed a lot more different ground beetles running around, just a lot more gnats and midges and things like that. I don't mean midges that bite you, gnats if you like. Clouds of gnats in the fields, but I haven't seen that many swallows or that many house martins at the moment, or any swifts at all yet. But it does seem a bit promising. Even with the way the spring started, there's certainly a fair amount of butterfly action and even some moths. So yeah, maybe it's a good year for insects. Let's hope we can do something to actually stop us humans decimating the world's insects as we have been for the last 50 years. But yeah, it's nice to see them, nice little green shiny beetles and other stuff running underfoot for sure.
Try to take my head off, right?
So here's some evolution in progress. The goldfish in the pond are predated on quite heavily by a heron. Now, they all started out golden, and this next generation and another, there's at least 2 generations we're looking at here. Goldfish start out dark on the back. They're not their lovely orange colour when they're babies, but as they get a little bit bigger, they're orange colour or whatever colour they're going to be, like that blue shabumpkin there. But these ones in the pond now, over a few generations, they've nearly all stayed wild type colouring. Look at them, just the odd golden one left, because having the colour of a wild fish, dark on the back, silver underneath, stops predators being able to catch you or see you as easily. So there you go, no one's selectively bred them, natural selection of goldfish in a garden pond, just a few generations. Most of the orange ones have weeded out of the gene pool. There's one already, just by natural selection of predators easily picking those out among the crowd. It's not hard to get your head around, is it, evolution? Not really, unless you think the world's only 10,000 years old. It's always cool to breed new species of snakes that you've never bred before. Let's just see what's going on under here. Okay, I think she's finished laying. Splatter digs all over the place. First, you'll raise this black rat snake up from a tiny hatchling in the local reptile shop to pair it with an adult male I already had. So 3 years later, we've paired them up this year. And although I didn't see them actually mating, it was pretty obvious she was gravid, as she's just gone into her last shed cycle. And lo and behold, a few days later, some beautiful, much bigger, better eggs than I thought. She's not the biggest female, but a beautiful clutch of fertile eggs. So the dad's a albino. She's a natural colour. Any more, baby? Oh. I'll leave her in there just to make sure. I'm pretty sure she's finished laying. Any more? And then we'll strip it out. We'll leave her for now, just until tomorrow. Look at that black rat snake. Really underrated. Fantastic species of snake to keep. They really, really are wonderful. And she's probably going to spend the summer in an outdoor enclosure here in the UK, once she's put a bit of weight back on, bless her. Look at that, what a beautiful species. Underrated, inexpensive, brilliant pets, interesting to keep. They climb, they can, by the way, she's in a rack system here to lay, but she's been in a vivarium all of her life and spent a lot of her time actually with the male, just cohabiting. Amazing. I'll put these in a proper lay box. It's a bit oversized, this one. 13 or 14 eggs there, 14 I think. Look at that, not bad size at all. Fantastic, not a single slug, every one fertile. I look forward to hatching these, or fingers crossed they will hatch. Just fed these guys. 10 o'clock in the morning. Doing really well out here. They've been out in this enclosure a week or so, but they're loving it. I just can't wait for this to grow up and cover the whole back there. Bless you. And the Vietnamese blue beauty snake males there. The female's due to lay in about a month, and then she'll join him out here until October. Loving it. First painted lady butterfly I've seen this year. Look how tatty that is. Wow. Probably travelled a very long way. Compared to just a couple of weeks ago, almost no masonry bee activity now. Looks like their annual cycle is done, and you can see they've used the mud, like with stonemasons to fill up those tubes full of larvae, feeding away on pollen stores, which will pupate and emerge again next spring as little masonry bees, and it'll all start again. That was absolutely buzzing with masonry bees just a couple of weeks ago. Look, spring is rolling on. Everyone's busy. Sue's working away in the garden as always, doing loads of stuff. Hello, Sue. To make Icarus Falconry look the most splendid, relaxing place to be. Meanwhile, Kyle is getting all the blossoms from the cherry trees out of the pond, which are fouling the water and making our fish gasp for air. So he's busy cleaning out the pond. Just beautiful. Oh, something else to check out. Have a look at this. New class we're offering. Ursula's new baby experience. We all need a bit of relaxation and a bit of mindfulness and a bit of an escape from our busy lives. So Ursula's running something very different here. A new experience at the Falconry Centre that you're more than welcome to take advantage of. There you go, Jess, you can pop him in. Oh no, he's going. Hey! Oh dear, a double forward somersault.
Can't wait to get in.
It's like
Oh, that's brilliant.
aqua aerobics or whatever. You're not quite as quick, are you? Bless him. Go on.
Oh, no.
It's a long way down. Hee. Not so sure that one. Hello. There he goes. Da, da, da.
I love the mud feet.
Yeah.
Great.
Not much good on there, is it?
No, it's not really.
According to my new phone app, because I'm rubbish at most bird song, there's a Eurasian, there's a black cap up there. Wow. What you got?
Dad,
We're out in the woods again, locally this time, and the leaves on the herbage is absolutely nibbled by so many insects. It really does seem a good year for insects. Just as I said before, it seems really strange because it seems like such a cold spring and a wet winter. Oh, darn it. There's a caterpillar I was just about to show you on there. Put loads and loads of stuff out just this week. Well, the weekend just gone. Georgia and Nick cycled through this wood and they did manage to find some great grass snakes and slow worms. Not found any of those to show Lily again yet this time around. And nothing too exciting to look at on the caterpillar front that will really sort of wow a child, but some sawfly grubs and a couple of smaller caterpillars. We'll have a look around and see what we see. As always, guys, being out here in the evening sunshine with the black caps and the robins singing away as well as other birds. Yeah, it's good for your soul. See you in a minute. Lily, put it on. It's not bad. Lots of newts in here. We found some reptiles just in Jackie's shadow there. Oh, scared them all, Jack. Your shadow scared them. Just the way the light is. They're down at the bottom now.
Did you see them, lily pad? I saw 3.
So have a look at this. If you keep fish, you breed fish or you breed newts. Like my good friend Lee Brindley. That there is a giant swarm. Look at the newt coming into there. A giant swarm of daphnia or water fleas, and those adult newts will eat them. They'll suck them up. But look at that. But for the baby newts, those things are really important food. That's what the newts are doing there, Jack. Look. They're feeding, yeah, they're in that cloud of daphnia, little planktonic animals, and they're literally just feasting.
Can you see them?
By sucking them up. Look at that.
Look, he's coming up to say hello.
So we've got a pair of smooth newts there, female on the left. Oh, look at it go, scoffing them, look at that. And the beautiful male there, coming up for a full breeding dress.
There's 2 here as well, this is teeming.
Look at that, full of them. Look at that. That one's just filling its boots.
4, 5.
So a lot of people think the smooth newts are great crested newts because the males have a great crest, but very, very different looking animals.
Yeah, can you see
They only grow to about half the length of a great crested. Look at them feasting on the daphnia though.
We say newts. Can you say newts?
This pond used to be full of toads. Hardly any in here now in the spawning season. A massive lack of tadpoles.
He's having a number.
Look at the water though. It's like watching the marlin or something on a David Attenborough film, isn't it? Feeding on schools of herring or something like that. Just have all those daphnia are densely packed together. Look at them. Oh, blimey, and there's newts are among them feasting. Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? How many there are. They're literally just filling it up, aren't they? So there he is. He made a mistake after several weeks of being free. I've managed to get hold of him and get him back behind bars. I'll tell you a bit about where he's been living and what he's been up to. Certainly been out for weeks and weeks. Where has he gone? But of course it's ruined our relationship that we were building up because I've had to actually manhandle him and catch him. That of course scared him. He thought a predator had got him. He pooed all over me. He's just bit me now, putting him back in. But last night, a really good bite on the finger. And monitor lizards, even young ones, oh blimey, their saliva and their bites and their teeth, they're pretty serious things when you think this is a small animal. So we've got to start again, trying to make friends, and now he knows I'm a threat, not just some random person. It's me that grabbed him. We'll see. Bless him. He's certainly grown a lot while he's been out. I've been feeding him every other day. He's also had fresh water, which he's used to poo in. Sorry, little man. So he's been hanging out up there, right up there, on top of that light unit there, which has meant he's got a tight space between him and the ceiling. Can't get your hands up there. Water out there. I put food up there every couple of days, which he eagerly eats. But he's been all around. He's been down on the floor in the reptile room, doing poos and things. He's been knocking stuff off the units up there. And he's also been on the other side of the reptile room. I can tell because of the destruction of stuff he's knocked around. But he's pretty much hung out up there. And as soon as I've come in, he clocks me. If he thinks I can see him, he runs down the back wall there and behind these units. There's also a hole that kind of gets into the roof space. He's definitely been up there because I've heard him crawling around. Whew. So several weeks later, last night, I came in to find his tail, not just the tip, about 4 inches of his tail dangling over this light. I thought, right, this is my chance. They don't drop their tails like most of the lizards, I guess. Grabbed him by the tail, eased him slowly back until I worked my way up his body, got hold of him, promptly attached himself to my finger. Job done. So we'll see how he goes. And it's all because, you can't really see, but one of the air vents lower down, little tiny air vent, although it was glued in place, it was loose enough and he pulled it out and squeezed out a hole in the back. Something really random. But yeah, I thought, well, that was obviously a loose fit, but it was glued in, but obviously not glued in enough. So now they're all been rechecked and re-glued. See how the little guy goes. So already the meadows sprouting up nature just from letting the grass grow in the meadow. Look at this, lovely damozel, probably just emerged, pretty much too cold today to fly. Look at this, you can see these along any relatively clean stream or pond area where you live. Look at that, let's see if we can get a bit closer without spooking it. Come on. Come on, phone. You can do it. Isn't that stunning? We're not in the tropics. We're in Northamptonshire. We've got an animal that beautiful because we've got ponds and we're just leaving stuff in places and planting stuff for nature. Look at this, just come up again. This is probably grown here as a weed all the time, but always been mowed off. Lady's smock, cuckoo flower. Not only do orange-tipped butterflies drink nectar from its beautiful flowers, but their caterpillars feed on the leaves of this plant. So here we've got a wildflower that also feeds and attracts one of Britain's most beautiful butterflies, I think, the springtime orange tip. It's all coming along and it's all looking like a bit bit of countryside, but in the settings of a garden. Lots and lots more to do. The wildflower strip is now, you can't see it, it's over there. The seeds we've planted are now germinating and growing well. So that'll look great this summer, and more as time goes on. Certainly got a good patch there germinated. One reason I like to plant mullein, yes, they have a lovely tall spike of yellow flowers, but it's the funny looking but quite colourful mullein moth that I actually, come on phone, you can do this, that I actually like to see. They get big and juicy. Little tiny one over there, look. They do eat a lot of the plant. It normally manages to flower again as well, but yeah, I like to see the caterpillars. I might even plant some cabbages in my borders at home, just for the cabbage white butterflies to eat unmolested. Look at that. What a delight for kids looking around the gardens here, if they can spot something as pretty as that here. So I still haven't sourced the reptiles I actually want this to be filled with, the animals that it was built for, but it's been interesting trying different stuff. So last year we had the eyed lizards and the European glass lizards in this enclosure. It's 8 foot by 8 foot, and they thrived, absolutely thrived, and brumated no problem at all. There's a hibernaculum under there. This spring we've had the 7 foot, was bigger than that now. The big male bull snake's been out here for a while. He's fine. He comes out on sunbays when it's warm. He hides under the rock pile now when it's cold. It's very cold today. So I'm just trying the big male black rat snake in there. The bull snake cohabs fine, doesn't eat anything else snake wise. So it'll be interesting to see how they behave and how the black rat snake does. And the female black rat snake is in another of the smaller outdoor enclosures to see how she gets on. But black rat snakes and bull snakes, I think, perfect animals to keep outside in the British climate. Absolutely perfect. As long as you've got a deep hibernaculum, these guys are going to thrive. Really good climate for them. But we shall see how he behaves. And with a goodness me, it's my new thing, isn't it? On these vlogs, it'd be interesting to see how active this guy is in the day. What I'm finding is now the snakes are mature, the ones that are mature really have no problem coming out during the day when the public or anything else is around. So quite good showpieces indeed. Hopefully by the summer they'll be evicted and we'll have some small lizards in here that this enclosure was actually intended for. Look at that, how natural is that? Just slipping under a rock pile, waiting for the sun, and we'll see what happens.